Welcome back to the Temple of Speed, and welcome back to Monza. This is Alliant Motorsports America's Division 1, ready to go racing for round 3 of this spring season. Never mind that, of course. We have all 5 red lights on, and we are ready to go racing, and off we go. Lots of wheel spin for all the drivers off the line. We can see Ace struggling on traction, but still beating the cars around him. A piece of front wing just flying into the sky there from the pack farther in front, and it's all about who's braver on the brakes here. Neon, or forgive me, that's Julian, just nuzzles himself right alongside Richie, particularly brave into the first corner, but he does manage to hold on, does Ace, to his first position. Behind them, Charles and Freeware. Freeware gaining a few spots off the start, have a bit of a melee, and Secret drops back into 5th position. Running now alongside, just a little ahead of Charles and the Ferrari, losing the lead, and now, are they going to go side by side into Ascari? They are not. Charles pulls out of the move, loses a significant amount of pace, and now MRL Freeware right on the back of the Ferrari driver, who nearly loses the rear end, loses a little bit of pace out of the corner.
Hopefully once that decides to calm down, we'll be able to see how things have shooken up.
Well, speaking of not calming down, this is still side-by-side action between Ace, Richie, and Julian through the Lesmos again and again. Ace finds himself between a rock and a hard place, squeezed off the track, right in the wheel tracks of Secret, getting a double dose of the spray as the Red Bull driver runs wide, twitches out to the right, nearly colliding. The two of them go side by side down the main straight, wheel to wheel. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? The Red Bull driver looks to have pulled ahead and makes the apex, but the Williams trying to switch up the racing line, get a better exit, which he does, and pulling now off to the outside. Red Bull shutting the door, however, showing him the grass and saying, no, you're going to file in right behind me, thank you very much. As we are about to go racing now, Julian pressing Ace back into the rest of the pack. The Alfa Romeo driver trying to almost run side by side with the Racing Point, and on throttle they go now. Ace catching the restart timing perfectly as he closes in on his rival, looking to solve him before the first corner even ends, absolutely mashing the ERS. Thomas Klein retires from the session, and they will go side by side. The Racing Point driver leaving him barely any room whatsoever, missing the apex, however, and this is going to enable Ace into the lead of the race. Julian's going to have to concede that spot, which he does, and is that going to allow Freeware pass? That is, and that is the Mercedes driver into P2. And Alex Great has actually ascended already into 14th position from the very back of the grid, going side by side now with Shiv, and overtaking the Mercedes driver into Ascari. Wow, Shinji struggling at the moment in that wash behind the two cars, cutting close on the, oh my goodness, on the sausage grip. That is Charles going every which way along the straight, and Shinji is on a quest to try to overtake Charles Leclerc, trying to squeeze a move down the outside. The two collide, Shinji nearly being forced off the track, just barely keeping it on the road, and unfortunately slots in behind Charles on exit.
Gets out ahead, but just managed to keep grip here, but Aircraft will be chasing him down again.
Oh, and side by side go Chenje and Charles. Charles trying to squeeze the AlphaTauri driver to the inside of the track. Chenje commits to the move anyway, locks up the wheels, but is still unable to solve the Ferrari as they go once again wheel to wheel, and Charles just picks up the better exit traction. Incredible stuff. Now Chenje squeezing that overtake button, moving to the outside, moving to the inside, trying to channel his inner Daniel Ricciardo, and is he going to pull the move off? My goodness, he is! What an incredible overtake!
Fruity Loops. So obviously Fruity Loops does have an advantage in other sectors. So in that case, Sector 1 might be the location to make that attempt happen.
That's right, and he gets a little too close for comfort on entry to Ascari now, and nearly plows into the back of Fruity Loop as he sneaks a move to the inside line, putting that overtake to good use and pulling ahead of the Ferrari driver on entry to the first corner. Hitting the brakes now, both cars, the Ferrari braver on the brakes, locking up the inside front, and Secret leaving him just barely enough room on apex, makes his way up into P8. To go of the Italian Grand Prix, and quite a few battles raging on in the spec as Anonymous nearly loses his rear end. Wow, on exit from Variante della Roggia, but he is so very close to Cole M, but just unable to make that impact if he wants to solve the rival immediately in front of him. Cole M is not looking ready to budge. Oh my goodness, as he nearly loses the rear end and actually goes off into the pits. allowing Anonymous pass alongside the Williams driver. Perhaps Anonymous getting a little too cozy with his newly found clear track. They go side by side. Excellent racecraft on display as they leave exactly a car's width of space through the first two corners.
Cole have the better exit coming out of Parabolica. No, Cole stays behind Henners down this start-finish straight, but he goes alongside now to going for the looking forward on the main screen for Anonymous.
That's right, Anonymous closing quite handsomely now to Marco, moving to the inside on entry into the first corner, and he shifts back to the racing line, putting his car kind of in the middle, not giving his rival enough space here to try a counterattack, and Anonymous elevates himself now into P7 on the final lap. Now, so spicy right on the back of the Haas driver. Marco's going to be having a deja vu moment from last lap as yet another car overtakes him. The Renault driver locking up both front wheels but still making the corner. That we will. And Ace Ritchie crosses the start-finish line to snatch the win in Italy. Chenjay crosses it on track third, on the final protocol second, and Julian takes third position on the podium with the time penalties applied to Freeware's Mercedes. Well, that it does, and congratulations to Anonymous for winning the Driver of the Day, and congratulations to Ace Ritchie for winning another Grand Prix. This is the first Grand Prix he's won on track, and that is particularly satisfying, I'm sure, to our driver who's grown quite accustomed to taking home the big trophy.